little bit what's going on in my personal life, what's going on in my business, and then what's going on in all of your businesses, and what I'm seeing out there on social media, what I'm hearing from my 40 plus clients and another, I don't know how many in my membership site. I see the comments, I see the questions, and I kind of determine like, what is the best thing to talk about that help you guys? And today I want to talk about not chasing quick fixes. I mean, this happens in the interior design world. It happens in the coaching world. People are selling things like, buy this and it's going to change your whole life. And sometimes it may feel that way, but let me give you some options when you decide to purchase a quick fix or think you are fixing a situation that's going on in your business right now and you're trying to do it quickly. It rarely works that it happens that quickly. I think we see a few people in the world who are putting on social media how fabulous their life is and how this changed their life immediately. And I always question, like, how immediate was that change? Because I will tell you, I'm not selling a quick fix. I am selling that dedicate yourself to growing your business, do the work, stay consistent, don't self-sabotage, and take a lot of the emotion out of running your business and just base your that up over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years. So I think the following three things are what I see as being three of the biggest problems. One, changing direction constantly based on the latest and greatest thing you heard on a live or a podcast or you read in a blog. And you go, you know what I've been doing isn't working, so I'm going to try this. But I always say, well, how long have you been doing this other thing that you thought was a great idea 2 months ago or a month ago? Have you given it 6 months? Have you given it 9 months? I literally hear every day from my clients through our business helpline, which is my walkie-talkie app that all my clients get. Like, oh my God, Nancy, it's finally kicking in. It's finally happening because I've kept them steady and staying on track with the decisions we've made for their pricing, their ladder of services, their marketing, and their sales techniques. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. I don't care what anyone says to you. There are some improvements you can make immediately, like maybe in your pricing and in your sales technique, and close more sales. But when it comes to many other things in your business, improving your process, your marketing, your client experience, it takes time. So don't make emotional decisions. And that's number two. So number one is I see people self-sabotaging all the time because they make a decision to go in this direction and then something happens, they hear something, wait, maybe I should be doing that instead. And instead of listening to their gut and following through, they change direction. So that was number one. You want to be cautious as to when you change direction. And often my clients will hear, stay the course, do not change direction. Stop listening to that person and that podcast and that they'll be there when you get back. And it's all fabulous information. And all the coaches give amazing information, but with too much coming into your head, it could confuse you and make you change direction too soon. Then also making emotional decisions. You wake up one day, you have a bad day, somebody pisses you off, and you're like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm creating a new minimum in my business. I'm not doing this anymore. Instead of giving yourself time to decompress and change direction and really think it through logically, right? So that's number two, making emotional decisions and not having somebody to bounce it off of before you make a mistake and before you change direction on something that was actually really good for your business. You just haven't hit the sweet spot yet for that particular action, but you will if you stick to it. But when you pull the plug and make an emotional decision to stop, you're never going to hit that sweet spot. And then you're going to say, well, that was bad advice. It didn't work for me, when you really didn't give it a long enough chance. So that's number two. And then number three is buying quick fixes like courses or templates and never implementing them. That's a big problem. If you're going to buy a template of something, like we sell contracts, right? Buy the contracts, read them, read them, make sure they apply to your business, make decisions as to whether you're modifying it, and then run it by a lawyer. We always have to say that. So When you buy something, a course or a template, or you're doing a training, don't just listen. Write a ton of notes, which I hear all the time. Oh my God, I took a ton of notes. Okay, good. Now give yourself 3 to 6 months to actually implement before you take on something else. Everyone's taking on so much at the same time, which is why when we're coaching with my clients, I'm like, okay, this is your one goal till next time, or two goals. But what about this, that, and the other thing? Yep, we're going to get to that. But we need to nail this down first. We need you to nail down and be solid on your pricing. We need you to nail down your service models and what those entail. We need you to make decisions, stick to them, implement, and then you move on to something else. So stop chasing quick fixes. That doesn't mean you shouldn't chase a fix of some kind, but make sure you're giving yourself enough time to implement and not beating yourself up if it takes longer than you think, because it always takes longer than you think. Think about when you're dealing with your clients and you tell them a time frame and then it ends up being double. If you actually start doubling the time frames that you think something should take, you'll start succeeding in your deadlines more, because you'll be like, oh, I actually made that deadline. Why? Because you gave yourself enough time. So stop chasing quick fixes. When you purchase something, follow it through, learn it fully. That's another thing. I could go on and on about this topic. So many people buy software programs, my team and I included, and then we buy it for the one thing we needed, and then we don't learn the rest of what that program could do that could help in the other parts of your business, right? Give yourself time to learn. Give yourself time to be consistent. Give yourself time to have the success. It's slow and steady wins the race. Truly, baby steps over a year make big changes into your profitability and your company and your happiness and the running of it by the end of the year. Then you have the next year to go, okay, what improvements am I going to make this year? So many of you are trying to make literally changing your whole business model overnight. Quick, I got to get it done. I got to get it done because I have a consult on the calendar and I want this done before. Okay, you've lived without that for how long? It'd be great if you could implement it before the next consult, but maybe you can't. And maybe that pressure you're putting on yourself is causing all kinds of backfiring in other areas of your life or your business. So just take my advice, slow down a little bit. Don't chase quick fixes. Give yourself realistic deadlines on your goals. It's going to calm everyone down. It's going to calm you down. And it's going to make you realize, you know what? If my business goes up 20% a year, that's not too shabby. If it goes up 40%, fabulous. Maybe you double your revenue because you've taken a program that is focused on doubling your revenue, like my Profit Insiders. But it may not happen, but you're going to work slow and steady to get it done rather than frazzled and haphazard. So that's my message for today. Those are my Thursday thoughts. I hope it helps somebody who's listening today. Go have a great day. Remember, just slow down in order to speed up, and you're going to be a much happier, less stressed business owner. And that's always part of that goal. So you're welcome. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next Thursday. Bye, everyone.